because I like calling myself and my friends, but it's not a popular. You and I are cool, but I do have some friends that get really offended. I don't even know
Yeah,
if they're friends anymore, to be
I
honest.
know. It's such an endearing term, and nobody like understands that.
Nobody gets it. Cheers.
But you might,
You're my main.
yes.
You get it.
Yeah.
Mm, that's bomb.
Yeah. That was my first sip.
Ooh, that was my first sip that I actually enjoyed. Speaking of antiseptic, I'm going to be sanitizing my hands before I go into my face.
Oh, I appreciate that, and I will do that. So I
Because
think
it's
we
easy.
have
Easy.
conference hand sanitizer.
I know. I just found this in my one of my many box. I'm like the box. I'm either going through a bag lady phase in my life or box lady
Mm,
or
I
like
like the
bins.
I like the box
The box
phase.
is an upgrade. Bag lady feels like things are not good, but the boxes, and I'm talking
Mm.
about like cute boxes or like those like just storage boxes in general. Like right now, I have a box for everything.
Ooh, that's nice. You'll
Yeah,
have
it's
to take a
nice.
little video and text it
I
to me
will.
later. Give me a
Maybe
tour.
I'll make a TikTok or something like boxes in my house.
Ooh, yeah. I like that box is an upgrade to a bag. That's nice.
Yeah, from bag
Like
lady to box lady.
more sturdy.
More sturdy, more less like because the bags are for me some symbolize like chaos, like just throwing shit in bags. Like okay, the worst type of bag is like a black trash bag. Like have you ever moved
Ooh.
in black trash bags? Like
Yeah,
that means like you had to do a fast and dirty like piece the fuck out of there.
yeah, that's true. That is a true move. Been
Like
there.
yeah, we've all been there. There's a point where you're trying to organize, and then there's a show where you're just like, you know what? Back, black trash bag. Like everything in the black trash bag, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
And thankfully, this last move, I don't think there was any bags involved. Like I made it a point to like use boxes.
Mhm.
So I was like,
That's good.
mm-mm, I'm not
You're
starting off
like,
like that.
this one's planned.
And like, don't get me wrong, there was some boxes that were like shit drawer boxes, like not
Yeah.
work. You know what? Like everything that's the junk drawer box. There was a few of those.
So can I share something intimate?
Yes. Please.
So in 2018, when I left my ex and moved out and into my friend's house with her, I could not plan it in advance. I could not plan my move, my departure, and I wanted zero confrontation, zero interaction from the moment I moved. Like I needed a like clean machete like separation.
Yep.
And so I literally broke the news in the morning, packed for 4 to 5-ish hours during the day while moving, and was out before 5 p.m.
Quick and dirty. Fast and dirty.
I was like, sorry, I gotta go.
Because the other person is unpredictable in that situation. So you just have to control what you can control.
Yeah, I was like, this is not a negotiation. This is a life decision, and I
Yeah.
am exit stage right.
Something I really admire about women in general is that I've noticed that like when we make a decision, I mean, we will like stay in situations for years on end beyond the time it needs to end. But once we're clear, like once a woman makes up her mind about leaving a man or a job or a situation or a city, like they just can get shit done. Like
Yeah,
logistics, and like
totally.
where there's a will, there's a way. It was the same thing like last week. I think when I was moving to this place, my whole family went MIA, like during the time of the move. people with the trucks, people with the manpower, all that. Like, just like the support system, nowhere to be found. And this was giving me so much stress. And eventually I called like those movers, the Guatemalans that had helped my family in the past, or my mother in the past. And these guys showed up with a freaking huge fucking semi truck. One little room, 3 guys. They said, "Hey, we know you only wanted," because they said, "Oh, 3 guys is like 150 an hour, 2 guys is 1 an hour, or like 100 an hour, something like that." So I was like, you know what, just 2 guys, like the bare minimum. But they're like, "Don't worry, the 3rd guy, like, don't worry about him. Like, he's just gonna help. Like, you don't have to pay for him." And they were like,
That's
like
awesome.
so sweet. It was like there was like like relatives. Like they just came in. I still had like some stuff that I didn't have boxes for. They had an extra box. They put all my clothes in it. Like, I don't know, they were really careful with my stuff, even though it's like junk, objectively. But they were nice about it. And I was like, "Hey, like, can I ride with you in the big truck to the new place?" Because I literally didn't even have a ride like from my old spot to the new spot. And they're like, "Yeah, duh." So like one of the guys went in the back of the semi truck, like in the big bed. He's like, "No, he does it all the time. Don't worry." I'm like, "Are you sure?" And then I got to sit like in the front of this big ass truck, like with the 2 other guys. And they drove me to my new spot, and they were talking about like life and family and moves, and they're from Guatemala. The other guy was from Mexico. I don't know, it was just really wholesome. And then like we got to my new house, and it was like this tiny little like street where I live on, but we like got the big ass truck in there and like parked it. And yeah, they were just, they did it all. And at the end, I think it was kind of expensive, but kind of not, because just the peace of mind of getting it all done and like just being closed with that chapter and not having to do a million trips with a small car, just one big car, 3 able-bodied men, because I'm not able-bodied at the moment.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. I love that.
Right? I felt like a boss. I remember sending you a picture of the truck. I'm like, "Damn, I got this big old truck. I solved this." And you were like, "Executive director, Carolina." I was like, "That's me. Boss moves." Like, I can do shit. I can make big decisions. I can handle it. Like, and I don't have to do it alone. Like, I can get help. And my family came through. Like, my grandma sent me like some cash for it. And like, my freaking grandma, like, she was like, "I have to save money for my new hearing aid, but here's $200." And I was like,
Grandma.
I don't, dude, yeah. It's like things like that. There's like oh my God.
Love her.
I love her too. Like sometimes people just need money. Like people need money in their bank account, like to solve problems.
Yeah.
And no receipts, like just money, and like let them do what they need to do with it. Because I feel like some people, when they give money, they're like, "Show me the receipts that you actually bought what you needed to buy."
Ew, people do that? Oh yeah, of course they do. Ooh, I'm not stupid.
It's like when you see a person begging for money and then people are like, "I'm not going to give them money because they're just going to buy drugs and alcohol." And it's like, okay, that's their prerogative.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like,
if I was in that situation, bitch, I'd be buying like cigarettes and alcohol too, because that's not a fun place to be.
right.
On the side of the road. Like,
right. That's exactly what I've thought this whole time too. Like, pretty sure you would too.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure you do as well. It's just normalized because you do it in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Or in the safety of your own home.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm moisturized and I'm kind of rubbing off the past, the old makeup. What are you putting on?
I am putting on my YSL something blur primer.
Like a serum. That looks nice.
It's like Touche Eclat Blur Primer YSL. It is an attempt I cannot. And it has like these gold flakes in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like makes your skin feel like glass.
Oh.
Ah, sorry.
So jealous that you have water. I ran out of water.
You should go
And
get some water.
I refuse to drink tap water.
Oh, bummer.
But we're going in the morning to get water. So not tripping. I did use tap water for the coffee though. I'm gonna get more coffee. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna take that advantage. That's funny.
How was your weekend?
Oh, it was lovely. So Thursday, my sister tells me that she's going to the courthouse to get married today. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. And Friday, when I left work, she texted me and was like something about she had just told dad and he's freaking out. And I was just like, oh my God, what happened? And so I was like, hey, I'm at home if you need me. So she calls me like immediately. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And so I guess she tells our dad, like, so I'm going to the courthouse on Monday and I'm going to get married. And he's like, call Patty. I think I'm having a heart attack. And so she's like,
Oh, like
and hangs up
911.
on her. He didn't even like say anything after that. He said that and hung up on her. And so she like freaked out and she called Patty, which is my mom. They got married, we're stepsisters. And so she calls my mom and our mom, and she's like, so I told dad that on Monday I'm going to the courthouse and getting married. And she was like, okay, congratulations. And then she was like, let me go talk to your dad. And then so Jamie calls me and tells
Who's
me about
Jamie?
it. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want them there, you're gonna have to be very clear about it. Like you can't be vague. So I had to like help her through. So that was like really fun to do as an older sister.
Yeah, especially because you've been through it.
Yeah, exactly. It was great.
Do you know her partner that she's marrying?
Yeah, his name's Tyler, and he's so sweet.
That's great. So are your parents going to are they in the same geographic location?
Yeah.
Your parents, okay. Are they going to go to the courthouse?
Yeah. And
Okay,
then they're all
that's
gonna like
fine.
go out to eat afterwards. And her mother-in-law's gonna be there too.
Okay, so it's legit.
Yeah. I'm so happy for her. So then on Friday, we were on the phone for like 2.5 hours. It
Talking
was
about
so like,
everything.
oh, it felt so good to talk to her and
Yeah,
hang out like that.
that is
Um,
awesome.
helped her pick out the outfit she's gonna wear today. She's not like she's not into anything of a traditional wedding, so she got this real cute, loose, like velvety. It's like a brown V-neck, and it comes down with just like the perfect amount of cleavage because she's got a nice couple of girls up there. So we found something that's like super cute for her. And then I helped her pick out her shoes. So we got to do the sister thing, which was really
Yeah, like
healing.
prepare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
nice.
super sweet.
Yeah, and then
Um,
yesterday, a couple of friends came into town from New York. They live in Manhattan. And I've known the girl since practically the day I moved to San Diego because she was my neighbor when I first moved here in December 2013. And I think it's like 8 years younger than me. So close enough that we get along like very easily. Like my cousin is 8 years younger than me. Like we're very close in age in that sense.
Yeah.
So we've gotten along since the beginning.
Since
Um, yeah. So she's really sweet. So she brought her boyfriend. They've been together for over a couple years now, and they really wanted to see our area, our city. So we took her around and little food tour.
I've been craving tacos for a while.
Hmm.
Like real, like a carne asada with the melted cheese and the whole shebang.
Yeah. So, when you're done today, you should take a picture of your setup or even now. And then I was also thinking, make a list of your products.
Oh, for sure. I will. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna do that from start to end. Although I'm running low on a lot of things. Like I just threw away my concealer, which is crazy because I've had that concealer for a long friggin' time.
Why did you throw it away?
Because it was empty. Like I had
Oh.
milked it, which is like so satisfying.
Dude.
Finishing your product. Dude. No, seriously though, like do you okay, I'm gonna find something. I like finding something and trying to recreate it and not it doesn't have to be like exactly the same, but it's like interesting to me. So I'm gonna find an inspo.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I have a muse. And I need to look at her. I feel like for a while, like I don't want to say I was borderline obsessed, but I was obsessed. Like this girl, like during COVID, I had a little bit of spending power. And literally everything she would post, I would be like, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart.
Oh no.
But thankfully now I'm at a point where it's like I don't need to do that. I try it like with what I have. Like honestly, with these palettes that I've acquired, like I can do a lot. Like this is
Yeah.
a wide range.
And when you have such a wide range, it lasts a good amount of time.
It lasts a good amount of time because you're not like hitting the same color over and over again. You can like really like the combinations are endless.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm just gonna look for something that she's got and some like for instance, like I could do like a look that she has, but in a different color. But I just wanna do something different. I like that day that we did the orange. That looked really cool. I was looking back.
Mm.
But I like this. Oh, I like this a lot. I'm going for this.
Ooh, I was thinking of doing something like blue. Do you
Yeah.
work today?
No, I'm
Oh,
done at Ulta.
oh, that's nice.
Oh, this is nice too. What about something like that?
Oh, I like that.
That's really cool.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, you should do that.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna use my Urban Decay.
They're the best. Those are the best.
Pencil.
Those are the best freaking pencils on the market. They're so
It's called
pigmented.
Deep End. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
love these.
I love those, especially like to get like a really bright waterline. Like that
Mhm.
shit.
I even have this as the lip pencil.
The lip pencils are amazing too.
Oh.
Okay, let's do this. And I wanted to clean my brushes and I didn't, of course.
Oh, so why don't you tell me about some of your family traditions for Christmas?
Okay.
Or do you celebrate any other holiday? Sorry.
Christmas is no, we definitely celebrate Christmas. So for Christmas, like most Latin America, we celebrate on the 24th, which is the Christmas Eve. And traditionally, it's like a big family gathering, and everybody would go to like somebody's house, usually like the grandparents' house. That's how it's been in my family, and cook all day, prepare a massive meal. And the meal is it's like a preset menu. Almost everybody in Venezuela has like some like actually I'm not sure. Maybe I'm assuming. In my family, I mean clarify. We have the ayaca, which is our um like tamal, for lack of a better word. I don't know how to describe it in English, but it's
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
the tamal. It's the flour is corn based. Um, sorry, like the flour,
The
the
masa.
dough, the masa. Yeah, I'm like trying to translate la masa,
Yeah.
and the inside is like a stew that you prepare. That's
Ooh.
delicious, and it usually has like different proteins like pork, chicken. You can also we've made it vegan before, so for the protein we put chickpeas. That's really delicious. So you
Ooh.
make a stew, which is like what you put inside the masa, and that has capers and olives and peppers, and it's like a very salty, delicious stew. And then to make the tamal, you have a whole assembly line. And ours, we put the stew in the middle, and then we also add like strips of pepper, olives, raisins. Some people add boiled eggs, capers, not capers, that's olives, raisins, peppers. I don't know. And then you close it, and then we wrap ours in a banana leaf, which is a little bit different than the corn tusk
Totally.
that you see often. So it's like that green leaf.
Yeah.
And then you tie it with that um, thread that's cookable,
Mm-hmm.
cooking twine.
Yep.
And then you boil them for a long time or for whatever pre amount of time. And then boom. And it's usually like at least 10 to 20 to 50 come out.
Yeah.
And that's a tradition in our family. I think you start making it after there's a day called El Dia de la Chinita. La Chinita is like a saint in Venezuela, the saint that looks over Maracaibo. And
Mm.
that's November 18th. So after November 18th is like when all the Christmas festivities start. So you can start making these ayacas and like, if somebody invites you over to your house, like, and they've already made some, they offer you one, or you give one to a neighbor, or you invite people over to start eating like this seasonal food. So hopefully you have some left over for the 24th, or you make them for the 24th. So on the plate, you have one of those. We do a Russian salad. It's called Russian salad, which is like boiled potatoes, boiled carrots, shredded chicken. It's usually a hen, but we use chicken here. Shredded chicken, and then you make like a potato salad with like, a little bit of mayo, a little bit of mustard, a boiled egg, and then like the fresh ingredients is like chopped up onion. Sometimes we put a green apple chopped in there. So it has like a crunch and like a sweetness to it. And it's like a potato salad, but we call it Russian salad.
Huh.
Ensalada rusa, that's my favorite part, but that's also an operation because you have to boil everything, you know what I mean? And then chop it up
Yeah.
finely and
Yeah.
then assemble it. So that takes some time because there's steps to it. And then of course
Totally.
there's always like the one person that's like, I don't eat eggs and I don't eat this. You have to make like side, like a little pot for them. You know what I mean? Always that. And there's this person like, I don't like mayo, but like, so you can't make it heavy on. And I don't love mayo, but I love mayo in potato salad. And I like American traditional potato salad too. It's like
Mm.
with the dill, because it's like so different than mine. But potato salad to me is life. Even though
Yeah.
it kind of looks gross and I'm kind of grossed out by it, I like the way it tastes.
Mm.
So we have that, and then usually we do like I think it's a pork loin or a pork shoulder. It's called pernil, and you put it in the oven and it has like maybe like some sweetness to it, like some pineapple flavor-ish, but it's just like a roasted pork, big piece of pork, a pork shoulder called pernil. So that's like the main protein. It's slow roasted in the oven and it's like chopped, like, like caramelized on the outside. And then you just like slice it like a turkey and everybody gets a slice.
Dang.
I think that's it. The Russian salad, el pernil, and the ayaka. And that's basically, oh, and another very important part of the Christmas is pan de jamón, which translates to ham bread.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, pan de jamón. So it's like, to make it, imagine you get a dough. It's almost like a cinnamon roll. Like that's the structure of it, but it's cheese, ham, olives, and raisins. And then it's like twisted up like a cinnamon roll and it's baked. And so when you slice it, you see like the swirl of the ham, and then you get a slice of that too. And that's called pan de jamón. And that's like traditional. You need to have it 100%.
Dang.
So all this is an operation. Like this takes days to get up. Like if you're gonna do it properly, you can't just do all this in one day. And now people are outsourcing, like going to the bakery, buying a loaf of bread. There's a woman that's selling the yacas. You buy like a dozen from her.
Yeah.
But people are kind of like mismatching now. Like I've noticed, even in Venezuela, my family that's there, they're like, oh, we're gonna go buy the pan de jamón, or the neighbor's making a yaca, so we're gonna buy some from her. Kind of like, because it's labor to make it. It's labor intensive.
Yeah, it really sounds like it. I would love to experience that one year. That'd be really nice.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Like, when I have a home, like it would be such an honor to like prepare that whole thing,
Heck yeah. I will gladly come help you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
And
it's funny because
my chef.
Yeah, no, you need it. You need a team for sure. And like I usually I get kind of annoyed because it's such an operation, and usually I edge on the side of depression, and it's like way too much executive functioning to get all that sorted and to keep the kitchen clean and everything. So usually for me it's like my mom's the leader, but then like I feel like an asshole if I'm just laying around the house while she's doing this. So it's like I have to afford it up. My brother, on the other hand, like for the most part, has no problem laying around while my mom is laboring making these food items. And he's a Sagittarius like you, and he loves that ayaka, like the tamal. He's a big fan of it. So my mom, like for his birthday, he'll ask basically like, "Can you make that?" And so my mom always like pretty much faithfully does it for him, like as kind of like a Christmas present and as his birthday present, because he's really close to Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's like, keeping the tradition alive sort of thing. So because of him, I think my mom has made kind of the effort of like doing it every year. And like to me, I just find it so annoying, but like I participate because I don't want to be a dick about it. But I feel like being a dick. Yeah, and then also like it's like you have to go around, you have to go look for those banana leaves, you got to go to like the Latino markets, you got to get the masa. So it's like an operation, like
totally.
You just gotta wake up and do it. Like you gotta like there's steps to it, and as we know with our autism, that takes a lot out of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it. And the funny part is that like this Christmas, like we haven't even finalized plans, and tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Like we haven't even talked about what the plan is. Like I'm assuming that like we're gonna get together, but I don't know what's in store. I'm not even interested in really knowing it. Like
yeah,
my family's kind of going through like some stuff right now, and it is odd that we haven't even finalized our plans because this is like an important day in our culture. So for us to be like totally like everybody in their own world, like I think that's just an indication of like where my family's at right now. Like things are crazy. Because usually we would be like, we're
Yeah,
doing this, we're having
locking
this,
it down.
locking it down. But we don't have that this year. And like we have some family friends from Colombia who have very similar traditions. They're not identical, but they're kind of similar. And they're kind of like our anchor, like because we'll always like set the menu up with them and like, go to their house because they've always had like we've always lived in apartments and they live in a house for the most part.
Mm,
So that's always like the gathering spot.
yeah,
And they
totally.
actually went to Colombia this year and they've been living in the States, I think, for like 20 years. And this is their first Christmas that they're spending back in their home country. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. And like they're going through a lot, like they're expecting their first grandchild, and she lives in Colombia and stuff. So like they're there, like they had a baby shower, they're doing Christmas, they're doing New Year's, which is interesting because it's like I knew they were the anchor, but now that they're not here, it's really obvious that like the anchor is gone.
Yeah.
And like they're not even blood family. These are like family friends.
Yeah, but sometimes those are thicker relationships.
Yeah, like it's really obvious now because they're gone. It's like everybody's just like, okay, I guess we're just not even because like for sure there's gonna be a Christmas gathering at their house, like no matter what.
Right.
And like you can either be there early and set it up, or you could just show up like just to eat. Like depending on what your vibe is that year. Or if you're working or not, but like the door is always open.
Yeah.
Um
I like getting to things like that as like late as I can and then help clean up because I'm really bad at the helping in the kitchen. I know
yeah.
that I just said that I could make a decent sous chef, but like it's not my favorite place to be.
No, and you need that. You need people to clean up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's a legit role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's important. This Thanksgiving I kind of like was like, hey, I'm not cooking. Like I just told my family, like, don't ask me for anything, but I will clean.
Ooh, your eyes look cool.
And I didn't do any of it. I didn't clean, I didn't cook. After the dinner, I literally went to the couch and I passed out. Like didn't do anything, but I was around and I had a good attitude, which I feel
Yeah.
like really goes a long way.
Yeah. Being good company is
Being good
important.
company, yeah. Like I didn't help with anything. Even my brother was like, "Hey, when are you gonna start cleaning?" And I was like, "No." I got so mad at him that he even brought up what I had said I was gonna do.
Right?
I was like, "Don't bring that truck up. Like, don't tell me what to do." Like as soon as he told me to start cleaning, because I said I was gonna start cleaning, like I got mad and like I went away. I was like, "Don't fucking tell me what to do," even though I had myself said that. So talk about hypocrisy or whatever you want to call it. Oh my gosh, so funny. My brother, on the other hand, he really came through for Thanksgiving. He made a cheesecake from scratch with guava topping, like guava. Like he made the guava marmalade. Like it
Dang.
was like a tropical freaking. Um, it was amazing. I was so proud of him, like that he could pull that off.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was really delicious. That was an amazing dessert. So I hope I get to see him. I hope he come. Like I hope today I might make a phone call, but at the same time, like if they're not calling me to plan, like I'm not gonna call either. And it's like, I hate to be petty like that, but it's like
But why do you think that feels better than trying to initiate the call?
because because I don't even know, like, something I've learned right now is that, like, me being around my family really brings out the toxicity in me. And, like, as much as I want to be around them because it's my safe place, like, it ends a lot of times it ends up becoming a negative experience. So I'm kind of like learning to kind of stand on my own feet again. And I have an invitation. My roommate invited me to his Christmas tomorrow. So like
That's
worst comes to worst, like I already have a house to go to and like get fed. So I'm like, that works for me. If I'm invited somewhere, like I have no problem. I love like being invited to other people's houses and like family gatherings because it's like so fascinating to me, like how other families operate and like
Yeah, I
what the
agree.
drama is, right? It's so fucking like I'm so tired of my family drama. Like, been there, done that. I know all the shit. Like, the family dynamics just like it's not that I have it figured out, but like it's just kind of like predictable at this point. And I'm not saying and it's ridiculous, but it's my drama and it's like my story and it's our mess.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of nice to see somebody.
I have to see someone else's.
I've had enough of this, and like a lot of my work this year has been like going to therapy, processing, and it's like that's kind of been the major effort. Like if I look back at 2024, like that's been the only thing that's been consistent, me going to therapy and me working through my family dynamics, me living with my mom, working on that relationship has been like the whole year. Like that's the only constant. And my therapist recently told me, like, hey, that's work. Like, you got to give yourself credit because that's actually work.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have to do all that. Or maybe you did, but you took it seriously. It's not easy work to face the demons and face the issue and try to process it. And I kind of was like, oh, cool. I didn't realize that was actually work. I thought it was just like, I didn't give it any importance or credit. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, okay, that was intense, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if
good.
I don't know if I want that to be front and center next year. Like I kind of want to like a different focus.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so anyways, sorry I've been talking so much.
No, you're totally fine. You're in great space.
So
You're in safe space. Sorry.
safe space. This is a safe space.
It's a great safe space.
It's a great safe space.
No, I really love to hear about your life experience.
Well, I want to know if like I'm like, what are other people doing, or am I just off the deep end? Like I have, like,
What do you
what's
mean
going on
what
over there? Tell me a little bit about your family situation this year and like your traditions and what's happening in the world on your side.
So I don't live close to my personal family. So I don't really stay up in the now when it comes to the family drama. I kind of am at a distance, so I don't really experience it much. But in my local realm, there's really nothing going on. It'll probably just be my husband and I at home with our fur babies. And I think one of his coworkers is getting married on Christmas Eve and invited us to go to the party, like the reception.
Yes.
So we might do that, I think, which would be pretty because I have this really fun like dress up outfit I want to wear. So I'm like really hoping that we do that.
Yeah. I love going to parties
Me too.
and like dressing up the whole shebang. It's been a
Yeah,
long time since I've been invited to something like that. And I love to have an excuse. Oh, and that's another important tradition. Wow, I look crazy. And my family is like, you gotta dress up for this. Like, you can't just be in sweats. Like, you shower, you get your best look on, new outfit, even if you're at home, you know. And it kind
Yeah.
of out because like you show, like you get really done up, and like you have the family gathering, you sit down, blah blah. You put the music on. There's also music that's appropriate for this time. Like there's certain music they can put on gaitas, which are um our Christmas music from Venezuela. So like the whole thing is like there's music they're supposed to put on, there's food you're supposed to set, there's a whole fucking
Yeah, it's like a set the stage.
procedure. But the part is that because you're so done up and you're nice, and after you eat with your family, which by the way we eat around like 9 or 10 p.m.
Whew, that's late.
No, it is late. And then you wait around till midnight, and then you open the gifts at midnight. But then it's understood that after that, it's like free game. Like you can go out with your friends and like go rage. And you're already done up. You already look great. Everybody's great. Best cologne on, your best perfume. Like,
Yeah, totally.
gotta get through the family shit like to midnight, maybe half an hour after. But after that, it's like paces. Like I'm out with my friends, and like you go to the cool house, or you usually go to somebody's house who's like the party house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you go out, which I don't think people go out because everybody's in their homes, but there's always somebody that has a fun house where, where the party is going on. And like, that's what you do. And it's like, that's fun. It's the same thing with New Year's. Like the New Year's is like the exact same menu, the exact same music. It's a little bit different. There's like some New Year's traditions, but you have this ring in the New Year with your family, blah, blah, blah. But after that, like you're going out. Like you're out.
Totally.
On the prowl. Like where are the people at? Where are the hot people?
Yeah.
So because everybody's dressed up nice, and it's like you gotta show up. You gotta show people what's up.
I love it. In my family, we always actually celebrated on Christmas Eve as well.
Oh, nice.
And we would hang out until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then after that, all go to this one friend's house who we practically grew up in his basement in our like later teens.
Sounds like that 70s show.
Yeah. It even had that kind of staircase.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The little,
with the spaces between.
That's exact.
The ones you're definitely going to trip over while drunk.
That's what I'm talking about. Somebody has that basement. Somebody has that spot. Like, like meet me at my spot.
Yeah.
Meet me at our spot.
Yeah. Ours was called Hooker's Basement. Because that was the household name.
That was their last name, Hooker?
Hooker, yeah. And why
did they change that at some point in history?
Hell no, because their family lineage is who coined the term hooker.
Oh, okay. So it's like a fucking like
it's
badge
like
of honor.
Like, yeah, it's a badge of honor.
I have a hard time. I don't have any makeup wipes. Like I can't clean up with this. I'm doing my best, but it's like I'm stressed out.
Oh no.
I'm not stressed out. I don't have all the tools that I like to have. Like I like to have makeup wipes to clean this up. It's okay. I'm being scrappy. I'm being thrifty.
Just be kind. Don't be aggressive. Just be kind.
Okay.
Be kind. Rewind.
Be kind. Rewind. Don't be so. But I like the blues. I love this color. Like this is sick.
I'm trying to do blue, like cat eye.
Yes, me too. Can you see it? I kind of like cleaned it up like that.
Oh yeah, that looks really cool.
This is the best part. Look at this iridescent. I don't think you can see it, but do you see this?
Yeah, I can see it a little.
Yeah, this shit's like legit crazy.
It's got that shine.
It's got that purple iridescent like shine. Like now that I don't work at Ulta, I don't have an excuse to do this every day. But
Oh, you don't work at Ulta?
No.
What
I
happened?
quit.
Oh.
I quit. Well, it was a seasonal position anyways, but
Yeah.
like I have a spinal surgery scheduled the 27th, so I gave him like a 2 week notice.
Yeah.
And I was like, my intention was to kind of have like a conversation like, hey, like we're ending on good terms, like after the surgery, like can I come back here or can you recommend me, help me find a job at another Ulta closer to my house? But I wasn't able to get those talking points across when I took it to the manager.
Oh,
Basically like, okay, so your last day will be like whatever your last day is between surgery, and like that's that. And like she like left the conversation, and I wasn't able to like follow through with what I wanted to say and like what I wanted to get out of it. I wanted to ask her if she could be a reference. Like she's very cold, so it didn't flow naturally. And then like my last day was supposed to be tomorrow, the 24th, but I was kind of like, this is a dead end anyways. Like it's so hard. It's like a 40-minute drive there and back.
whew.
And it was either I Ubered or my kind roommate drove me and picked me up. Like the whole thing was for $16 an hour,
Yeah.
$40 there. Like I wasn't even gonna make enough like for the Uber there and back.
Yeah.
My shifts are 4 hours, so I was gonna make $60, and then the Uber was 80 round trip. Like the whole thing was a mute point, you know.
Yeah, there's got to be
So
something within walking distance.
that's what I'm saying. Like the whole operation was like ridiculous, and like they get to a point where I was like, you know what, it's not worth it. Like sometimes you have to cut your losses, and
Yeah.
it's really hard for me because I like to follow through. I like to, just because I've been really flaky in the past, like I'm trying to be like a more like a woman of my word sort of thing. But there's a
Yeah.
point where you have to be like, you know what, this doesn't make sense anymore, and I have to make the decision. So on Friday, I just made the decision. Like I called in, I was like, hey, I have 4 more shifts left. I'm not making any of them. I'm done here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And it was hilarious because the manager that like took the call was like, okay, but can you help me? Can you help like cover your shifts? I'm like, I just quit. Like that's your job. You're the manager. You're the one that needs to cover this. And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, and I just offered them on the app, but I'm not gonna like be texting girls like, are you gonna I'm not I'm done. Like I'm out. Like, what do you not understand by I'm out?
Oh, that's great.
And like that day that I quit, my best friend at work got fired.
Oh no.
So it was just kind of like everything blew up, and it was crazy because I had called and quit like maybe at 10 a.m. and then by like 1 p.m. she was calling me like they just fired me. So we both
Whoa.
ended on the same day.
The fuck?
Dude, they had a vendetta against her. Dude,
That's
they
so
really
messed
describe,
up.
and I'm not gonna disclose any of it here because I honestly think she has a case, like in terms of like discrimination for neurodiversity. But that environment was really toxic. It's just that like because it was so shiny and sparkly, and I was like, this is my special interest, like being around makeup and cosmetics and perfume, like it kind of made it rosy tinted. So I was kind of like palatable, but really the management and like everything was very, very toxic there.
Hmm.
Um, but I liked it regardless. I like being around the cosmetics.
That sucks.
Right. But I told her, like, that's what I told her to lean into. Like, we already knew this was toxic. Like, this is just a stepping stone. And she'd been there for 4 years. They fired her 5 days before Christmas.
Oh,
And she worked full time too. Like, that was her livelihood. That is her livelihood.
dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's toxic. Like, it's not good. Like, there's so much shit that went down. Like, one day I wore like a bodysuit with a shrug. And the fucking manager told me, oh, like if you're gonna wear leggings, like you have to wear like a sweater that's long, like that covers your ass. And I was like, bitch, I seen you wear Lululemons here with a crop top, but you're white, skinny, and slim. But when a Latina with a voluptuous ass wears leggings, like you're gonna call me out on it. And like literally the next day she was wearing leggings again with her ass out with a crop top. So I did it again. Because I'm like, you're body policing me for something that you do. but it's not sexualized because like you don't have a voluptuous body. Like this is what I'm saying. Like there was so many random shits like this that like didn't add up.
Damn.
And it was like bitchiness on bitchiness because like then like my work bestie was like, wear leggings again. And I'm like, you're right, I am gonna do it again. This is the type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Lead by example, woman.
Like we were petty towards each other because everybody was petty. That's what I'm saying. Like that's toxic, right? Like you don't need to be doing like tit for tat. Okay, you're gonna comment on that. Oh, like everybody was kind of, you know what I mean? And then she got fired, which I'm just gonna say because it's anonymous. She got fired for making a TikTok at work that was inappropriate, and and it's a very gray area if it was inappropriate. And by the way, I've made content at work too, and with the WAP song, there's some hoes in this house. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying. It's very great, and they had a vendetta against her. They were building a case against her. Like any little thing that she deviated from mainstream, they were gonna get her and get her out.
Man, that's
It's fucked up. They even said that like she's too autistic to be the lead cashier. Maybe because of her autism, she's not a good fit. And I'm like, bro, that's discrimination on basis of disability. Like it was very toxic. Like they are not running a good operation there, but and I remember during the team meeting, we had to sit there for 4 hours, go on a Sunday at 7 a.m. They were trying to tell us, like, how are you guys going to help reduce shrink this holiday season? Which basically means, how are you going to, like, confront thieves? It's like, bitch, I ain't confronting thieves. This is a minimum wage job. Like, if you want us to confront thieves, like, hire some fucking security. I'm not putting my body between these cosmetics and thieves. Like, I don't know if they're armed and dangerous. Like, that ain't my problem. That's my problem. He was literally saying that during the team meeting, and like the leadership was like so like frazzled.
You said that
like,
out loud?
Yeah. I was like, I'm not a security guard. Like, I'm a beauty advisor. Like, it's not my job to help minimize shrink. Like, I'm not gonna go and like say, hey, how are you doing? When I notice somebody's robbing, like I'm gonna walk the other way. Like that's not my concern. Like if you want that, hire security. Like that's not our job.
Totally.
I never seen in the fucking job description, like you have to act like security and confront thieves. Like that's nowhere.
Bless your mouth.
This is why it's always gonna
mouth.
No, but that's exactly the type of worker they don't want there. And like me and my friend, we would like, you know, like kind of like gas each other up in our like worker resistance. Like I was about to start a fucking union there. Like that's kind of like who I am just by nature, organized against the beat. And there were, so like since I started, I even said like, it's not that serious, guys. We're selling makeup. Like, that was one of my something I said, and then by the end of the meeting, the fucking management woman was like, it's not that serious. We're selling makeup, guys. Like, have a great time. Like, she co-opted my word, but she kind of twisted it into like a positive light. And I was over here like, guys, it's not that serious. Like, we're selling makeup. We're all making minimum wage. Like, do the least. Do the least. We don't have an obligation to save this corporation. The leadership, they're making millions. We're over here making minimum wage.
For real.
Like, it's not fair when they're trying to like, how are you going to increase corp family, like Freudian slip? How are you going to increase corporate? How are you going to get people to sign up for credit cards? How are you going to like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, bitch, I'm not trying to get somebody in credit debt. Like,
yeah.
And you know what I mean? We had to like try to get people in debt. Like that was our goal. Like, guys, we gotta get 5 credit cards today. And it's like you have to prey on vulnerable people and have them sign up.
Yeah.
For a predatory credit scam.
No kidding.
Oh, you don't have to pay now, pay later. But the APR is gonna be like fucking 30%. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing was so unethical that like it was ridiculous. That's why kind of like me and my friend we'd show up with like, she showed up with like crazy makeup every day, like, you know,
So when I'm in situations like that, I have my own way of rebelling as well. Like I've once worked in a dental office that they required you to not inform patients if you were an out of network office. So they would say directly, do not tell patients that we are out of network. You are not allowed to like lead with that information. And I was like, well, if they ask, I refuse to lie. And they were like, okay, well, if they ask directly, like, are you in network? You can say no. But like any other form of that question, you have to dodge and like avoid it, right? So when I would be on the phone with patients, I would be like, okay, yeah, I could totally get you in tomorrow at 2 p.m. And just let you know, it's very important that you contact your insurance company to check on the status of our office with your policy to see if we're contracted or not. Here's our
a
office
very
address.
like
Yes,
indirect message.
yes. Like, please, I highly recommend that you do this work.
I highly urge you for no reason whatsoever.
That's my
Yeah,
disobedience.
your resistance. And like I think
Yeah.
that ties back to everything we're talking about, like in terms of like holding the value of resistance and like in everything you do, kind of like you called it rebellion. I call
Yeah.
it resistance. Or it can be understood as class solidarity, worker solidarity. You can see it in the sense of like a union, like a class, like
Yeah.
workers union, rebelling against the people who make the rules. And that's kind of something that we're seeing right now, because this dynamic of like people who are in power versus the workers, the working class versus the elites.
Yeah.
We're seeing that this is a very, unfair system that we're all operating in. And most of us, the 99% of us, are on the side of, like, we're not the elite. And there is a loophole out of that in American society, which is being a small business owner. Because you get out of that dynamic where you're a worker and there's an employer. You get to be your own employee. You get to be your own boss.
Yeah.
And that entrepreneurship kind of like, I don't know why I was thinking about that Mario Kart where you have like that secret way to go around the course. Like, take a left here, and then like you're gonna like get ahead. Like,
Drive right into the mountain. You'll go through,
Yeah.
I promise.
Yes, it's almost kind of like what I was thinking now. Like that's kind of like the fucking like secret exit out of like this matrix. Go be an entrepreneur, go be a small business owner, and like that's a way to build, to kind of experience the other side.
Yeah.
And I think, that is maybe why there is so much small business and entrepreneurship in this country. And it's available to everyone, but not everybody explores that route.
Right.
Because we've been programmed to not, just be a good worker, clock in on time, be
Yeah.
reliable.
Yeah, exactly.
And you might not even know that's available to you unless it's in your family, or unless, why isn't entrepreneurship like
And
pressed more?
speaking of it being accessible to everyone, I want to add in a little plug here, non-sponsored at all, but like huge fan. There is an organization called SBDC, like Small Business Development Centers, and they are sponsored by the SBA. And
Association.
Yep. And so everything within the SBDC is completely free of charge. So when I retired from the W-2 status and started my business entrepreneurship in January, I took a class on the idea of from creation to like your first day owning a business, basically. I forget what the title of it was, but it was like an 8-week program that I think they now have smushed it into 4 weeks. It's a free class. It was hosted at the library like every Thursday morning for
Oh,
8 weeks, and it was all free of charge. I just had to commute there, and the only, so they
yeah.
have people that are your advisors that meet with you, that give you advice. They talk to you about marketing. They help you apply for grants, like literally anything and everything that you need to start a business with zero money is available
Yeah.
within the SBDC. Aside from like literally the fees that you have to pay the government and
The government, yeah, for
startup,
like, yeah.
the actual startup costs, but the like advisors are completely free of charge.
Amazing. That's like an incubator.
And it's really important that the people use it, because the less they're used, the less the SBA is able to fund them.
So
So
we
it's
have to
really
have success stories.
exactly. They have to have success stories. They have to have a large amount of people participating. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But
they have to be
like
in
we said, the
demand.
library is a great place for so many things.
Oh, I
Library and City
know.
Hall too. If you go to City Hall,
Oh, yeah.
there's usually like a wall of flyers. And you can stand there and stare and like see what is available. And there's always, like they're the Chamber of Commerce, Small Business Association. Like there's always going to be a group of organized businesses that are there and they're willing to support new businesses, because it does bring economic development to a city, having entrepreneurship. So it is in their best interest to help you
Yeah.
incubate your baby and like see it into fruition.
Yeah.
Which has kind of been like a light in my tunnel too, because I've been wanting for many years to have my own company, and I've done it really scrappily. Like I've been looking for something like that, like an incubator program. And that's what I was hoping to do at with my master's at MIT that I never finished, that I wish I could at some point. But there was like everybody had to write a thesis, right? For the final project. But there was also like this accelerator program. I forget what it was called, but basically it was like your thesis, but helping you write it and translate it into a business plan.
Oh, that's cool.
So like that you could like do a for-profit kind of like, or social enterprise, some sort of company. Like you would finish the master's, but you'd have your business plan, and you might even have funding, like seed funding. Is an
Yeah.
incubator. So I was like, that's cool, because that's worth it. Like I'm gonna finish this master's, not only have a master's behind my name, but have a fucking business plan.
Yeah.
And have like potentially even funding to jumpstart my fucking thing. So I'll be set up,
Totally.
I'm like, fuck. And I've been kind of trying to like pursue that somehow outside of the context of the institute. And I've been looking for something like that, like a program that's at the library, or just having some mentorship, because while I am very thrifty and very intelligent and I am able to navigate bureaucracy, there's nothing like having mentorship and like a structured program. Like it's so
Totally.
helpful.
Totally. Yeah, you should look it up. I
I
highly
will.
recommend it.
I will, because I'm gonna be in bed for 6 weeks, so I'd love to have.
Oh, cool. And they also
Fun.
have like videos and stuff online. So you can like go to different like meetings and just like watch their educational tools.
Yes. Yes. I'm loving this look. It's kind of crazy, but I'm into it.
I'm trying to do an ombre lip right now. I'm not really sure how it's gonna come out.
Do you overline or underline or perfectly line?
Perfectly lined.
I know that you would. I knew that you would understand the three options I gave you. My mom hates my overlining so much that she underlines, which is fucking crazy to me. Like she'll go inside the lines. I'm like,
No.
bitch, at least follow the line. Don't fucking don't underline because you hate that I overline so much. She thinks it's ridiculous that I don't care what she thinks, which I obviously do care what she thinks because I'm bringing it up. But it is kind of like something that is contentious between my mom and I because we do our makeup in such different ways. Like I used her to kind of jumpstart my makeup journey as a kid, but now as an adult, like I've deviated into another area of makeup that like she's very critical of and like unsupportive. But she's getting there because she can't fight it. Like I'm showing up every day with a different makeup look, and and I'm her daughter. Like she can't just unclaim me. Like we're showing up together, and I'm having a colorful look, but it's so not her style, which is hilarious. It's very like, but you know, boring, nude,
Boring.
like nude colors, like if she gets a lipstick from Bobbi Brown, which sometimes she ends up with a color that's like too loud. She'll like immediately give it to me. Like, oh, I messed up. Like I got this really like. Let me just show you. Like this color she gave to me immediately. Like this dark maroon.
That's great.
Yeah, like she'll be like, I fucked up and I got that. And I'll be like, yeah, that's mine.
That's funny. So I'm using the Urban Decay Checkmate is my bright one. And then I'm using the Kat Von D Blood Milk is my lip liner.
Ugh, I love it. I love that vampy lip. I'm doing it too. I'm coming. Wait for me. Dude, I've had this pencil for so many years. It's NYX.
Oh man, I admire that dedication.
It's on its last straw. Like it can barely even sharpen it anymore. But I'm doing what you're so it's dark on the outside and like lighter on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that, and then you line the inside lighter.
Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna use my lip plumper uncensored.
Uncensored.
It's like a bright pink.
I have one like that. I'm going on too. Is that El Maquillage?
Yeah.
Look what I have for a lip plumper. I have this one I love from Milk.
Oh.
But I also have one from MAC, which is really nice. I haven't used it for a while. Squirt gloss.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like you click it. It has a really satisfying click. And it has that quintessential MAC vanilla flavor. You know how all their lipstick has perfume in it?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a signature feature of their products. It has a vanilla scent.
But
Either
does
you
it
love it
have
or you hate it.
taste?
No.
Mm.
Do you like?
See,
to have taste?
I really desire makeup that has a flavor. Like
I know what you're talking about.
my taste buds are so sensitive that makeup is just disgusting. And then like the smell of it on my face is so disturbing to my life. So like the taste and the smell, I do not have a good interaction with makeup. So I rarely wear it. Like Mondays when we meet like this is the only time during a week I usually wear makeup. Other days, all I use is this Milk lip and cheek. And
Yeah,
then
I know what you're talking about.
I just do this. And then I use Gucci mascara because it's real light, very faint, like it has zero chunk to it, but it runs really easy. That's the only downside. So like I can't really get watery eyes, but it lasts like, it's good. It lasts all day. And then I use like, yeah, that's it. I don't use anything else. I use like a rose spray during the day when I need it. Oh yeah, nice.
It's done.
So yeah, if makeup companies ever hear this, just like
no, but you know what? Like I do some makeup that has a scent to it. I can't use it either. I hate the way it smells. I'm very sensitive too. But it also could be an indication that your makeup is expired if it has a weird scent.
No, it's not that weird. It's makeup that smells weird. Like brand new out of the package, can't stand it. I'm not saying it
Maybe,
smells weird.
maybe you
It's
need
just,
to try different brands that you're more okay with.
oh, I've tried
Try 'em all.
all of them. Every single brand I've ever tried. Don't like it. Smells like makeup.
And that could definitely be part of your sensory issues.
It's
Or like
totally part of my sensory issues.
and I don't want to call them issues, but you know what I'm talking about, like your
My
sensory.
sensory challenges.
No, because it's just your awareness of senses, your
Mm.
heightened sense of senses, your heightened sense of senses.
I feel like my cheeks need more. I
Oh.
feel like I'm unbalanced now.
Yeah, sorry, I had it. Sensory sensitivities, your sensitivity.
Ooh, my sensitivities.
Okay, let's do more blush.
I don't know if I need more blush now that I'm looking.
I need to be on a stage now. I need to go and like dance Broadway. Can I show them my new? I don't think you can tell, but I got like a really sick hair color job, and like I just want everybody to see it because it's amazing. She did like chunky highlights, and she put like this bright red, and it's just giving everything that I ever wanted. It's giving like a mermaid.
I love
I'm like so obsessed with it. This is my alter ego, red hair.
it. I love it. It looks good. Give it like a.
I feel like Kim Possible or Carmen Electra. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
something about the red hair that like brings up the inner fire in me.
I love it. I was
It looks
thinking,
so good with that lip. Looks amazing on you.
thank
Like,
you.
shit,
I was
girl.
trying to go for like a holiday effect. So I got the blue.
That's
flowers. Blue
Do
eyes
you
are-
make a mess? Do you clean as you go, or do you clean at the end?
What? Clean what?
Do you clean as you go, or do you clean up at the end?
I normally put my products away as I use them or as I decide to not use them, but today I did not because I like the display that I have in front of me. And so I'll clean up when we're done.
We need to we should shoot a behind the scenes and like we should make a blog of behind the scenes. That'd be
I
cool.
took a couple photos of my setup and then I just took a picture of you when you were showing me your hair.
Oh, great. Okay, we'll have to make some fun content to accompany our video cast.
Here, wait, let's just like freeze frame for a moment and ask Victor to just take like a screenshot of it and we can post that. Maybe pull back a little bit. Not that much, but yeah, like there. A little bit back so that this way your hair is visible. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. And then do you want to just like,
Ew, this is my go-to pose. I
Wait.
look like a clown right now. Giving clown.
No clown. That's funny.
I always felt like a clown when I wear makeup now, but now I'm getting used to it. But you know when you haven't worn makeup and you put it on, you feel like a clown. Like,
Oh, yeah, totally.
but you look so good right now. Like I just want to stare into your face. Like, it's a different side of you. I've never seen this. No, really.
Thanks.
It's like the mature version of you. Like,
This
wow.
is Spring 7.
I know, as cheesy as it sounds, like it is, and you're aging like fine wine.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I
Well,
wonder what wine I would be.
you're giving like Pinot Noir.
Oh, gross. I was hoping like visibly Riesling, just because I'm
Yeah, that's good. I just because your hair's blonde, I was like, she probably has to be like a white.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking Riesling because of the blonde hair. But
Yeah.
truthfully, my lips actually speak what type of wine I like. Like I like
Moscato?
a real deep, dark, flavorful, bold red. Like
Cabernet,
way deeper. Like
Merlot.
beyond Malbec. Like terrible Nebbiolo, I think, is one of them. And then there's another one that starts with a T. I can never remember the names of these, but as soon as I see it on the menu, I'm like, that's it.
That's unexpected.
Argentinian wine is my absolute favorite. That's like my favorite grape destination. It's so good.
Shall we add it to the bucket list? Because I want to travel. We need to travel to where they make Malbecs. I forget what it's called, but it's in Argentina.
Argentina. Argentina is the
But the
Malbec.
area, it's like it's.
Oh,
I had a boyfriend once that went to live on a winery there,
oh,
and yeah, he was working like as a peasant in the winery. Not as a
wow.
peasant, but basically like he was working the fields. It's
Dang.
Mendoza. I think it's called Mendoza.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I was just looking at the map right now. What happened?
I'm sorry about. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay. But
Oh yeah, Mendoza.
and we can
Ooh,
do
that's
a motor. We can do a motorcycle diaries like trip throughout South America.
Ooh.
Have you seen any of the movies that I assigned to you or shows?
No, can you make this? Can we just like make it a list? Because I don't even remember
Yes.
what they are
And I
anymore.
can put it under the YouTube. Like this is what we talked about, and everybody. And I'm giving everybody this assignment that watches our YouTube, which is like 7 people, and it's probably like 60% ourselves watching our own. And I find it really satisfying. I don't know if this is a sign of like narcissism, but I find it really satisfying to listen to the recording of us talking.
I feel like once we're done with the recording, I can never remember what we talked about. And
Me
I
neither.
think
That's why it's like fun to like.
I think the satisfying part is remembering the callback. Like, oh yeah, that was a fun moment. Oh yeah, I remember when we were talking about that. Oh, I'm really proud of the way that I described that scenario. Yeah. Yeah, it feels good. And I don't think that it's for me, I don't view it as like narcissism. I feel it more like processing. Yeah.
I told my cousin that we're making a vidcast to talk about to understand the world. Like that was. She goes.
Ooh.
To find our place in the world and to try to understand the world around us. That's kind of how I described it, just in a few words. And she goes, shit, that's profound.
That's profound. Ooh, trying to understand the world.
So I think that's what we're doing. We're just processing like our place in the world and like just trying to understand and be mindful about it. And you know what? Like recorded history is really interesting. Like I'm sure at some point 100 years from now, maybe somebody will like land on our YouTube page and be like, damn, these old bitches in 2024. This is the shit that we're talking about. Like our lingo, everything is like that we're cemented in time right now. And it's recorded.
That feels good. That's good. I like that.
Our footprint is printing.
I'm gonna add that quote to our bio.
Understanding the world.
Yeah.
Supplies right now. It's stressing me out.
What?
I'm lacking art supplies. Like my desk just has
Oh,
it doesn't have like a drawer with art supplies and like scissors, like you know, the get up. I almost feel like this desk should just be my makeup desk, not my art desk.
do you have room for like a designated area aside from your one desk?
Not in the room, but there could be out there in the living room. I want to put it because I have my bike there. That is dead space. That could be a table with art supplies somehow, like
Yeah.
with like drawers. There's potential, but the bike's got to go. But I love that bike.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I just added it.
Good job.
Ooh. And then Instagram just crashed. Rude.
Can you see that I posted on Instagram that candle?
No,
I
what
sent it-
candle?
I sent it to you. It says, smells like a late diagnosed autistic.
Oh,
Feel
yeah,
completely
yeah.
warm with comfort that your entire life now makes sense. Narrow Spicy Candle Company.
Oh my gosh. Wait, read the bottom again. I didn't
It says
realize.
it's describing the scent, and it says feel cozy and warm with the comfort that your entire life now makes sense.
Oh, okay, that part. I didn't read the bottom. I just read the big print.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, my entire life does make a lot more sense.
Right. It's funny how like one concept can fill in the blanks. And a lot of people feel that way when they get diagnosed or when they get like, fuck, everything makes sense now.
Yeah.
Finally, you feel seen, you feel understood, like your sense of self becomes really solidified. And that's
Oh,
powerful. Yeah. Knowing your place in the world, and it's definitely a psychological phenomenon, I think.
yeah. I just sorry, I'm distracted editing the bio. My bad. God damn it. It keeps like crashing. That's a sign. Sorry.
Great.
Oh, it's getting late.
Bye, my love.
I love you.
You. I'll be seeing you on the internet.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Catch you surfing.